Well, here we are, 2025, first episode.
Whoop.
So, yeah, we'll get into the serious side of it in a minute. But, fuck it. Let's do it. So, welcome back, everyone. Here we are, 2025. Sadly, Adam and Adi couldn't be here. Oh, why have I still got the Christmas font up? You can tell how long it's been. Fucking hell, I just saw that. I was like, oh, it's not even the Christmas font. It's Pacifico, whatever the fuck that is. Let's do permanent marker for tonight. So I know we've sort of come back with a bit of a hard-hitting one this year. But, you know, it's something very important and it's a worthy cause. So we've got Mike from Pew Hub joining us this week.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. You've been around for a number of years in the airsoft scene, but
too many.
Yeah. So for those who haven't come across you, well, wherever they've been for a start, but if you could just do a brief introduction of yourself.
Started airsoft in 2001, back when going to a game was more like going to an illegal rave. Took a bit of a break, came back. Was site manager at Bristol Airsoft for 5 years. Left, took another break from airsoft, came back helping Marshall at Spartan CQB in Chippenham. Took Pew Hub there, ran the site shop. Left when the site shut down early last year, and got back to playing again. Got back to actually finding what I enjoyed about airsoft again.
Cool. So I think first things first, what we need to do, let's put the cat's come to join in. It's not mine this time. Put a QR code up in the top corner. This is obviously going to become a bit more apparent, but you guys are currently fundraising for Bowel Research UK.
Yeah.
So the QR code in the top left corner is for people who would like to donate. And like I said, worthy cause. I'll be putting in a donation next week when I get paid because it's a bit tight at the moment. The time of year is horrendous, but I'll be putting in next week. I think without further ado, shall we just get straight into it? Shall we just hit it head on and just go through? I think that's the only way. Thanks, Adam, for letting us know. Sorry, we're trying TikTok as well tonight, but I've just realised I have no way of actually checking the comments. So,
I think I'm see them.
Adam, if you get this, can you just try commenting so I can see if they appear on here, please? That would be grand. So we're just doing a bit of technical testing as well. So Airsoft Says Fk Cancer.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will know where this has come from, who know you. But for those who don't, where was it? What was it that started this off?
So I suppose since 2020, it just seems like, every 5 minutes someone I know is getting a diagnosis. April 2020, my mum, luckily she beat it. Following year, came back. My stepdad has had 3 primary cancers in 2 years. We kept fundraising, kept being people in the last year. Most people know it was 11th of January last year. A good friend of mine, Ollie White, from Ollie Talks Airsoft, was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer, was given 3 bumps to live, which, absolutely our hero who's still with us. And I had enough, and I just wanted to do something. And it's about, what can you do? I'm not a doctor. I can't help him medically, but what we can do is we can make silly patches, and we can try and get people talking about cancer. Because it's as much about awareness as it is about money. It's much about getting people to know what to look for medically, especially us blokes that won't go to a doctor unless something falls off. It's about getting us to actually know the signs, because had Ollie known the signs, things might have been a bit different for him if it had been talked about more. And that's really where it come from. It was desperation. It was occupying my mind with everything that's going on, to try and do something positive rather than just kind of wallow on where we are with everything.
We've got another one in the comments, actually,
Yeah.
Ben Eldridge, saying that he's got the same stage 4 that Ollie has, so he knows exactly what he's going through.
I've actually talked to Ben. He's in a group I will talk about later, because there are a few sites and groups I do want to give a shout out to that have been absolutely fantastic with things they've done for Ollie, and are continuing to do with helping kind of this move through. Obviously, we've got the patch that you've shown, and thanks for getting those.
We've got Airsoft Daddy Nasos saying that he wants one of the patches. We'll come on to that later, how you can get hold of them.
It's first of many. I've checked with him that I can say this. So what we're going to be doing is we're raising money at the moment for Bowel Research UK, purely because that's the one at the moment that means something to me. And a little bit selfish, I've set up for the one that means something to me. The plan is to actually expand this. So we're working on a patch for testicular cancer. I've possibly stitched myself up with this one. Luke Dobson from Negative Airsoft will be designing it. So I'm very likely to go to prison when the design comes out.
What cancer was it again?
Testicular.
You know exactly what you're getting if Luke's in charge.
I'm expecting a hairy pair of bollocks with check-your nuts. That's exactly what something along those lines, or worse. Then the idea is the sales from that patch will go to testicular cancer. What we're trying to do is, this isn't my campaign. The page was actually set up to be anonymous to a degree, because what we don't, this isn't about egos. This isn't about me saying what I've done, what I've raised. It's about us saying what we've done as a community. So if someone wants to, we will, once we get the testicular cancer patch going, if someone wants to design breast cancer, lung cancer, anything, we can then start moving. We can start raising money for more charities.
I think this is the thing as well, because you've picked bowel cancer for a very obvious reason and for a fantastic reason, but this is a disease that has so many forms and can affect so many people in different ways.
Definitely.
Pancreatic, that's horrendous as well. My uncle is currently going through that. So, like I said, it affects everyone. I'm sure Kerry's got people she knows who are close to her.
Yeah, my nan has just come out of 2 surgeries, and she's, fingers crossed, touch wood, touch wood is going to be okay. And I lost my granddad last year to it as well. So it's different forms. Like you said, there are so many forms, and so I get a little emotional, but it affects so many people. It really does.
Yeah, this is it.
But as I said, the idea we want to go to, the messages we've had since setting this up, which is only a couple of weeks, it's been amazing. And, loads of people, what can I do to help? And it's like, well, what can you do? Because people shouldn't wait until, I'm not a mastermind planning everything. If you want to do an event, if you want to do something to raise money, just do it. Don't wait for permission. By all means, tell us, and we'll advertise it, and we'll make it so kind of everything's linked. And with the money, send it to whatever charity you want to send it to. If you've got a friend, a player at your local site who's ill, got a family, give the money to them. As long as it goes to a good cause, it does not need to go through us. The whole Fuck Cancer campaign, it is just about trying to get people talking and doing something. The only money we're going to be precious about is the patches we're selling, and that's purely an accountability thing, because obviously what we're trying to do is make sure some of the money that comes in will fund more patches, as well as, it's a bit about that. And also, if people want to do games in Ollie's honour, we're trying to build up a chunk of money so that we make a couple of big donations in his name, and they're the kind of the only ones that we want to really do want to be a part of. But if you're having an event and you want us to come along, give us a shout. If we can get there, we'd love to do it. We were talking to someone earlier about a couple of games. C3 Tactical in Monmouth, part of the Mid Wales Airsoft Group. Absolutely amazing. They've got a game end of June, Boys v Girls. They're hosting the 2025 Boys v Girls Weekender, and they're making it a Fk Cancer game. So we're going to be there with them, and the proceeds of that will go to, it may be Bowel Research UK, it might be something else. We might split it depending on how much we make. Spartan Airsoft in Bristol, which I marshalled their CQB. They really do deserve a special mention, because not only are they going to run a game when we want to, they also, after Ollie's diagnosis, it gave him unlimited free games. Anytime he felt like turning up, they just let him play.
Aww.
So, he could come out and have a day with his friends. So we actually took him to the Midlands Airsoft Fair last.
Mm.
Trying to remember what it was at the end of the month, wasn't it?
It was June. There was one in June.
Yeah, I think it was the October one.
The one before.
No, June. No, it was June, because they didn't do the one later in the year. It was June.
Because I didn't go to the June one because I wasn't allowed to, because it was the week after my wedding.
Well, yeah, I suppose I get that. So we Pew Hub always went, and Ollie was always part of the team. And I spoke to him like a week before, and he went, I don't think I'm going to be any good. I'll be sat down for most of the time. It's like, well, it's my money paying for it. I'll decide if it's a waste of my money. We dragged him along. Big bear hug at the end, because he said when he was doing something else, when he does something airsoft, he felt normal. He didn't have it for that time. He felt he didn't have cancer. He felt like he was just being normal. And that Spartan knew that. They knew how much it meant to him, and they deserve special mention. They've been absolutely amazing. And the marshals helping us manage him when he did have low energy. When he was there with low energy. They were just absolutely fantastic with it. So they needed a mention. But yeah.
Well done to them. It's really not. It's really nice of them to support them like that. It really is.
Both them and C3 are sites that really do try and maintain a sense of community, and I think it's really important, because that's what keeps the site together, keeps players coming. But as I said, if someone out there, they want to do something, let us know. By all means, let us know if we can get someone there. But just do something. Most of us are based in Bristol. We've got a couple of people getting on board at admin, dotted around elsewhere. We might not be able to travel to everything. Just do something. Let's just but make it about awareness as well. Don't just make money. If you're raising for a specific type of cancer, educate people as well. Get some leaflets for people so they can take something away with them.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's really good. That's what it should be about, though. Fundraising isn't just about making money for the people. It is about making the awareness and getting people, giving them the encouraging them to get checked themselves, possibly. You know what I mean? There's the education side of it. A lot of people don't realise.
It's something I've had to get checked as well. That you feel proud, but it's better to get it checked out. I had back in COVID, scared. It actually put the fear of God up in me, honestly. So I had a stomach bug. That infection then spread, and a part of my anatomy was about 3 times the size it normally is. At which point I'm going, fuck. But luckily, thank God, it wasn't anything serious at the time. It was literally just that infection had spread. But when you wake up and something's different on your body, I can't emphasise enough from my own personal experience. Like I said, I got lucky and it was nothing. But it just takes that one time for it to be something. And I've had it 2 or 3 times. If there's any pain down there or anything, I'm going to go get it checked, because I'd rather know. Because if you get it caught early as well, then you can hopefully get it dealt with and get it treated or whatever. The later you leave it, sadly, the less likely for a good outcome. Adam being blunt as well, sorry.
No, you said it right, Adam.
Adam's being absolutely right here. He's been blunt as fuck about
so many people are scared of it, though.
Yeah. That's advice I live by. But I mean, like you said, it's getting it checked out. They say guys should check their nuts every day. I fully believe that I could have a new hair growing and I'd know about it within 20 minutes. But we don't talk about it enough. It's been such a taboo, but it's just so big. I mean, you've only got to look at the airsoft industry. You've got Simon from Stitch Me Up, who it shut the business down when he got diagnosed. He's still with us, and that he's fighting. He was given a terminal diagnosis, should have been gone. The guy's, I think his second Christmas he shouldn't have had. You've got Ratty, Ian Armitage from Thatchweed and Viper. Yeah. These are giants of the industry. That they really are. And it's just about time as a group we turn around and say, I've had a fucking enough of this shit. Let's do something positive. And weirdly, the thing that really pushed me, and this is the one that's probably going to be the most obscure. In December, I went to see Rod Gilbert in his new tour, which is about his battle with head and neck cancer, and it was one of the most difficult and funny shows I've ever seen, because it was all about cancer, his treatment, and he was interacting with the crowd, making fun of their cancers, and he made fun of it. And I think there's an element of that needs to happen. We need to, where we can, stick a middle finger up and just go, fuck you, piece, and take the piss a little bit and ridicule it, and just, because people will remember it and hopefully get themselves checked. But some of the other groups, while I'm on a rant, so there's a Facebook group. Ben's actually in it, and I believe he was involved. They funded Ollie's really famous for the TMMWS, and they built him the rifle he's always wanted, his Eleanor, for the Gone in 60 Seconds fans. They built him an MCX and sent it. It got sent to me to pass on to him. It's actually on Ollie's YouTube channel if you want to watch me nearly cry. There's a couple of my mates in here, they'll probably comment not believing, but I was speechless. Don't happen very often that I can't think of something witty to say. But also we managed to acquire through a friend of mine in work a genuine Trijicon SRS sight, which is something Ollie's wanted for as long as I've known him, and we managed to track one down. And that was actually a donation from a friend who is a competition shooter, travels around the world and wins things like this because he's a git.
Yeah.
But as I said, just everyone's been, majority of people have been absolutely brilliant. A few nutters that have got in contact with us, I told you beforehand. Tom saying that's a lie. That would be because of me saying that. Yeah, these are people that know me saying I never, speechless.
I'm just putting the video of the MWS build part 1 into the comments as well, by the way, for those. So that'll be available across all platforms.
I mean, so we've had a couple of nutters, I told you beforehand, about the guy that is convinced I kidnapped Ollie and has got him locked in my basement and has reported me to the FBI. So I'm currently FBI's most wanted. Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been a fun, emotional.
Yeah, we ended up calling out a channel, some little cretinous waste of oxygen whose parents should have wiped him up the curtain. In fact, probably that's where the best part of him was, to be honest with you.
Should have taken him after birth.
Yeah. He decided to make a channel basically ripping the shit out of Ollie. Never met the guy.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the shit he was saying was horrendous. And we actually went around and basically said, like, everyone just fucking get rid of this guy. Like, we need him gone. Adam remembers. Yeah, we literally, we saw it and we, like, I've never met Ollie in person, but at the same time, I wouldn't wish that shit on anyone.
No. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, Ollie has never asked anyone for anything. He has no point asked anyone to make money for it, to give him money. People have, and again, it's the airsoft community can be amazing. It can be truly amazing.
Oh yeah. 100%.
A lot of money was raised for him. only airsoft. I can't remember which site of theirs is in Norfolk. $4,000 in one.
Snetterton,
That's
that
it.
one
Yeah,
is.
raised $4,000 in one day for him.
Yeah.
You know, again, these are people that don't know him that have just watched his videos, and it's just amazing. These people saw this guy and wanted to help him, and he's clearly put the money to good use. He's finished his collection of Tanaka revolvers. Every time you go around, he's got something new. I mean, I keeping myself busy. I mean, I've been talking to his mum quite a lot over the last few months, and all he ever wanted to get for Christmas from his mum and brother was an airsoft gun. You know, 40 years old, never had one. So his mum was determined to get him something. He would have been happy if she'd gone to a market stall and bought a 30 quid zombie hunter thing. He just wanted something that acknowledged his hobby. So we managed to get him one of the revolvers that he was after, and a gas blowback Tech 9.
Yeah.
And I went round his house on Boxing Day. And any story I tell, there are people in the comments that can back me up that's 100% true. So Ollie decided to give his mum a shooting lesson. He's been very anti-gun, not particularly into airsoft, and I've got a video on my phone which I'll send to you guys after of Ollie giving his mum a shooting lesson with a Tech 9, and he's got her on single shot, and he goes, right, now we're going to press the fun switch and put it on full auto, and I swear to you, his mother says, don't you mean the drive-by mode? And you just hear me burst out laughing. Ollie didn't notice it until we showed him the video. We've managed to, you know, through his friends, we've managed to help them make memories in the last year and do nice things for them, which is really cool. But that's what Fuck Cancer is about, you know. And if that you do that and you support your friends and do this sort of stuff, then it's working. But we don't want this to be a flash in the pan thing. We want it to continue. We want this to be a continual thing that, you know, we hopefully in a year's time we can meet up, we can do this again and see where it's gone and where it's going.
Yes, definitely.
I think I speak for the whole of the show when I say, and you've got an open seat on here anytime you want to come on, talk about this, or just drop us a message if you need something spreading. We'll get the word out for you. I think we've also inadvertently figured out what we're going to be doing our charity game for when we get that organised.
I was going to say that to you, but I wasn't going to do it on here. But yeah, so we are planning.
And I'm sure Adam and Ailey will agree as well. You know, we want to.
100%.
I'm reading the comments as they come in, and Tom Sarney is another one of Ollie's friends, and you know, he's actually been over with Ollie a lot more than I have, because I had this thing whenever I arranged to go and see Ollie, I got ill, I got a bug. So for literally about 2 months I couldn't get over, because with him having palliative chemo, you don't want to go over with a bug. And he's actually just commented to say about helping people with silly gun repairs. And one thing Ollie was quite famous for, you'd be at a game that he'd paid to enter and you'd have someone upset because their pistol was broken, especially, you know, at Spartan CQB, where people would often turn up with just a pistol because at CQB you can, and it broke on them. And he would lend them a gun and sit out the afternoon fixing theirs. And he'd paid to play that game, but he got more enjoyment watching you have fun than he did taking part himself sometimes. And you know, this is the measure of the man. And you know, I've said before, he's the best of us, and you know, he deserves to be remembered. He deserves, deserves recognition for this.
Yeah, it's well, you say that you sent me an image earlier just to show the love and the support for him. I'm just loading the image up now. Why is it always slow as fuck when you want it to actually work out? So you guys actually arranged for
this was actually
a letter.
This was the guys from C3 Tactical done this.
Yeah.
So this is a letter from the airsoft industry, basically thanking him for his input through his YouTube channel, his enthusiasm, and also not just kind of his gun work, but actually the awareness he spread around his health. and you can see all the logos around it. And this was various airsoft businesses put their logo on. We were going to have signatures as well, and then we realised that this would be silly. So it's the A4 copy, the bigger one that got sent to him. There were 2 printed out so we could have a look at them. This was actually headed by Tish and Tim Nichols, who run Mid Wales Airsoft and C3 Tactical in Monmouth, and Ian Lawrence from, I've got to get this right, is it Leicestershire Airsoft Club?
Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire, that's the one. He drafted it. We kind of tweaked it, made sure some of the bits were accurate, and that was actually sent to Ollie with a frame. So there's kind of recognition, but alongside this is kind of from the industry. I've given you a link which hopefully we can get out to people for a Google Doc where anyone can go on there and leave Ollie a message. And what we're going to do is print them off and into a book and give them to him and his mum, so they'll have a physical copy to keep of nice messages from people.
Lovely.
Yeah. Sorry, it's very rare on this show that I don't know what to say, because people who know me know I will just go, and I'm usually quite loud and abusive towards some of my co-hosts, especially Adam. He deserves it, and we generally sit here and there's a lot of silliness involved, and tonight's not the night, so I'm having to actually think more. Well, we will be in a minute. We've got to get the serious bit done, and then we'll go on to some of the silly stuff, because you have quite a few stories that you wanted to spread. Some you could say, some you said, some you're keeping for off air.
I need to clean some up to protect the guilty.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah,
no, that's not the Google Docs. 2 seconds. I can't delete that now.
But so, if people want to message the Fk Cancer page, if they want to chat, if they want to chat with us about what, if they want assistance, we can help people organise things. If you own a site, please run a charity game, even if it's just a bucket in the corner of the site that you encourage people to throw money in. If you play regulate a site, badger your site owners to do, again, even if it's just a collection box. Let's try and do something. Try and get the conversation happening.
Andy was going to say earlier, we are actually going to be hosting the charity game this year, aren't we, Andy?
Yep.
The chairs.
Where are you doing that?
We were going to look at doing a small event at South Hearts Airsoft. I actually have a plan, and I need to speak to Barry. I believe Barry is somewhere in the comments. Me and him need to have a chat about a format. I saw something similar, because I remember Adam will remember this one as well. I believe he was there. There was an event. In fact, probably one of the first cancer charity events I ever did was at the jail. Fuck me, you're probably going back to 2018 for that. But what they did, it was a really good format, and if I can try and get something similar going, it could work quite well, where you had 2 or 3 little 6 versus 6 games going on throughout the day, and you rotated around, and they had like a leaderboard for the game modes. So it'd be like if you had to clear out G-Wing and fastest time one sort of thing, and you could see people's times for it and all that. And
we'll definitely make it fun. Yeah, that'll definitely be a fun.
We'll probably do some silly dress up again, because we like doing silly dress up.
Of course.
Adam, it was the prostate. Thank you, Adam's reminded me. It was the prostate cancer one, because they got Finchy to make patches, if I remember correctly, as well.
Do you know, I'm being asked to talk about the finger thing, and I genuinely can't remember what the hell they're talking about.
Sorry, just before we go on, one, you're trying to remember that. Another event that's been brought to my attention, we were going to mention it in the news at the end when we try and make things a bit more lighthearted.
Yes.
But 6mm slingers as well. Mark, he's got an event coming up on the 15th of Feb, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I couldn't do it, because I'm away the next week and I'm in trouble for that, but that's another story. And that's going to be held at South Coast CQB. And it's going to be, Mark puts on a great event. A lot of people have raved about his events, so it'll be great to get down there. And South Coast, make the most of it before the site goes as well. It's only got a couple of months left.
And then top it off, supporting a good cause as well. You can't beat it.
That's it, 100%.
get booked. Well, yeah, I think you have to. It's a private one, isn't it? So I think you have to get contact of 6mm.
Yeah,
themselves.
6mmslingers.co.uk. Go on there. All the details are on their page. Check him out. Mark's a great guy as well. He's done a couple of events already, and he's looking to do more as well. He's all right. I heard that. So yeah, they are looking at doing a few events. So it's worth getting in touch.
He just does ones. He just always does one's always too far away from me, and he can't. I know I'm going to get a message from him. I know it's CQB, and I love CQB, but it's a long, long way.
I'm going to say South Coast for you is 4 hours, isn't it?
The best thing about CQB is it's
I need to get
normally
someone to
dry
drive after the way.
and no fucking hills.
Yeah.
Not actually near me. We have a CQB site that is actually all outdoors, and so when it's either a sunspot or you get absolutely soaked. It's one or the other. It's that's
why I like the college.
Outdoor
No hills, indoors. Bring it on.
Is that still going?
Yeah, I do.
No,
year indoors.
No, March last year. They're working on trying to get up and running. There's some issues with the building.
All right.
Sorry, I just saw a comment. Wow, violates me with the finger and doesn't even remember.
So I have something of a reputation Tom has just actually private messaged me to remind me. So, you know, I had quite a challenge on this one. I know this is normally light-hearted, quite funny. I've probably been given one of the least funny subjects, so thanks. But after Ollie got his diagnosis, a load of us obviously went round to see him, and there's two funny comments from this. One from me, one from Ollie, but mine was intentional. His really wasn't. And he was telling us about the journey to his diagnosis, and he was talking about his prostate exam. And I said, I know exactly how you feel. I had one. And he said, oh, what was yours like? I said, well, I was stood there, pants and trousers down, gripping the edge of the doctor's desk. I felt the glove go on, a finger go inside, and the voice said, right, Dave, try not to get an erection. I said, my name's not Dave. And the voice said, no, mine is. So that's how you break the tension when someone's spilling their heart. But then Ollie finished telling us about the exam and looked at us with no hint of irony and said, guys, it's not gay to have a finger up your ass, which was the most unintentionally funny thing I've heard in my life. We fell out laughing, and I want that on a patch for prostate exams, because I just
you've got to have fun with it.
We burst out laughing. Me completely lost control. Nervous laughter from everyone else. But again, you know, got to see the funny side of this, aren't you, to a degree?
You're talking about this, and I just remember that Family Guy episode where he goes to get the prostate exam and he got raped, and the variations where the doctor's a pirate and everything. It's like, sorry, I know it's true, but that literally just crossed my mind.
That was a really good, funny episode. Poor Peter, though, bless him.
But, when we got more information, we'll certainly get details about the games we're having there. The one at C3 should be quite good fun. It's an 80-acre site. We're currently working to kind of renovate the gaming area. We're building new game, like actual playable areas.
Clearcut said that is not the finger thing I was thinking of. So
come on.
I think Clearcut needs to message you now to remind you.
No, because again, I could go to prison. I think this was sneaking up on him in the dark, possibly.
I wonder if he felt like Peter Griffin after his exam.
Well, he's following me, brain messaging me, so I think he enjoyed it. I normally give him a little kiss on the neck at the same time, so it's all right.
As we were talking about charity events, by the way, that we've done in the past, Adam's just sent me some of the patches that he's got at events in the past as well. So the top one was the event I was thinking of at the jail. And then these two are from 6mm Slingers as well. So slowly but surely the word is getting out there. But it's even things like we've done in the past with the like the Macmillan coffee morning at work we did years ago. Like we had a couple of guys in one of the machining areas that were going through. Sadly, one's no longer with us. One is. And they'd been off sick from work quite a while, and it was one of those events where I was meant to be on the opposite shift, so I would have missed it. I specifically went up to my boss and said, I'm coming in early, starting after tea break, so I can help out and do my part for this. And I think we raised like thousands at work. It was. I've never seen so many people queuing out of one little office. And I mean, even the canteen there, they put in all the coffee. They said, we'll do all the coffee for you. We'll just keep it flowing. Loads of people brought cakes in. Someone brought samosas, because that's a thing at our place. Forget having cakes for birthdays. You have samosas. Which,
to be fair, I'd be more happy with pizza than cakes. Anything savoury, sausage rolls, Greg's sausage rolls.
After the show, remind me samosas, because I'll have to tell you about the guy that sadly passed away, but there's a funny samosa story around him.
Okay.
But yeah, so and then I did the what was the other one? Oh, I did the 24-hour game-a-thon live stream as well. I think that was in COVID actually, because I had nothing better to do. So I was like, well, I'll do 24 hours of gaming on the weekend just to raise some money for charity, and got a couple of £100. So like, there's other things you can do as well. It doesn't just have to be an airsoft game.
Yep.
But the airsoft community will get behind you to support you. In fact, I might do the 24-hour gaming again in a couple of months' time.
That's what I used to fundraise. I've done it for years, and I used to do like family fun days as well. Yeah. I think one of the biggest ones I've done, I had over, I think 3,000 people attend, 4,000 people, I think it was. We raised just over $8,000 in the space of like 6 hours. Yeah. It was, don't get me wrong, it was really hard work. It was a massive event, but that was a build up over like 3 years. That was for basically as a friend's child had a really rare condition, so we raised it for like their charity. Don't need to go into details about all that lot, but that's the thing. There is so many things you can do. But like I said, it's not just airsoft. But again, we can make airsoft and make it more fun as well. It hasn't always got to be serious and all that sort of stuff, which we know there's going to be fancy dress costumes with our one.
But what you just said about not making it so serious, the one thing I find is there's not enough laughter in airsoft at the best of times. No. Some of the games I've got, and again, Tom will back me up on this one, at the jail, pissing off the regulars because we were creeping through the buildings, humming the theme tune to Jurassic Park.
That's so good.
I'm being
anyone that plays alongside me, and even Adam knows. It's one of them that you'll know where I am because you just follow the laughter.
You follow the maniacal cackle around the site.
No matter where I am, I can even be in Woodland, I'll still be doing it. I cannot help it. I enjoy it. Or like when we went to Scorpion, I get random moments where I just start dancing. I don't know. And yeah, Andy looked at me like something was wrong with me, which that probably is.
Kerry, turn left.
I had this thing
again. Have fun with it. You need to have fun, more fun in life. Life's too serious. I had
this thing when I was marshalling at Spartan. Sorry, I do have a cat climbing all over me because she wants attention. Go away.
All right.
And I had this thing where if I had to take a team to a start point, I would pick the most anal, serious player going and hold their hand the entire route.
I like that idea.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I had the site shop, and I just walk into the safe zone, grab someone by the hand, drag them over, and 9 times out of 10 they bought something. It was just not enough people laugh, and the thing is, it should be about fun. And
this is it. We had the exact same when we went to South Coast before Christmas. There was a couple of issues with a couple of players first thing in the morning. And then basically we decided the night before Josh was going to dress up as a witch and run around with a broom, partly to shout broom around the site.
Broom. Sorry.
Then we got a bag of things that made noises. So Adam was in the middle of a firefight and there's me with this little thing that claps going like this in his ear.
I'd just like to point out, I think I pulled.
Who's that?
I think you have. Adam, he said he can hold Adam. I've just gone for the load of confetti shells.
I'd like to point out that is amateur hour confetti shells. You need to load them with Skittles and shout, "Taste the rainbow, motherfucker," as you shoot them like I did.
the funniest one I've ever seen was the
I love it.
is it the Thunder Bees, the little plastic grenades that have the CO2 capsules in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A guy used to apparently I'm a twat for not helping Adam in a firefight. I mean, to be fair, he did lean on me, and
Adam
I
wants
was
a broom.
kneeling into a BB the entire time. But yeah, this guy I know used to fill those with talcum powder or flour. So when they went boom, there was shit everywhere, which was all fun and games until one went off in his pouch. We shit ourselves with this almighty boom from nowhere. Turned around and there's just the front of his ring just covered in white powder.
We had a guy used to play with us called Mark Swift, and just a total dickhead basically. And we invented a game that we played within a game called Secret Agent, and you had to shoot him in game without him realizing it was you. And we played this for 3 years before he realized. Like headshots, the lot. The best one he wore for some reason a World War II tin helmet for about 6 months, and I had a TM Mark 23, and all you heard was the ting from across the site because we were just getting headshots on him. Funny, and I'm going to get banned from NAF, but fuck it, it's worth it for the stories. So first year after we all got back into Airsoft, 4 of us went, and by the time we got there from Bristol, it's about 1.5 2 hour drive. He pissed us off already. One of our guys is like almost impossible to annoy. He took him off to seal the shops. Me and my best mate Brett sat round drinking, talking about what a dickhead he was. And we're blokes who are drinking alcohol. Eventually, we need to go to the toilet. Couldn't be bothered to walk to Portaloo. My friend Brett decided to piss on Mark's tent down the side. By the end of the night, Mark was so drunk he was joining in, urinating on his own tent. I'm not a nice person. I don't claim to be.
We've just had, by the way, a message from Mark from 6mm Slingers, who has got the Nads Against Cancer keyrings.
That is amazing. I need one of them.
You get those.
Good,
and then, but even better, they glow in the dark.
I need that in my life.
Oh, brilliant.
I need one, like, you know, in Call of Duty, the gun charms. I need one for that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Mark, I'm getting one off you.
So there's a comment from Clearcut that I think the world needs to see, because it's actually someone saying something nice about me for once.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm fun. There we go. That's me. I'm amazing.
The thing is, though, as well, like, I'm sure everyone at some point has had that angry airsofter moment. But you just have to realise, it. Like, I can't be arsed. You know, I get pissed off at work most days. Like, I don't want that on the weekends. That's my hobby.
I got all zen about it. I went through a period where I was like everyone else. They're not taking a hit, so I want to beat them to death with their own leg. And then I just realised, fuck it. If they're not going to take my hits, I'll shoot that person. And I just stopped. Stop letting it bother me.
Stop letting stuff bothering you. It sounds easier said than done, but it is that easy. Just what's the point? It's not going to get like someone not taking the hits or trying to ruin your day. Do you know what? Leave them to it.
This is what happened at the South Coast. We had 2 guys that just refused to take their hits. You could tell. We just walked away. Took a couple of minutes just to sort of go, nah, fuck it, leave them to it. And then Adam, go fuck yourself. Then we just made the laugh of it, you know. Adam and I were just running around causing chaos. There was the photo of us pushing Ailey across the site to lead the charge.
You had to encourage her, didn't you?
Adam encouraged her, and I joined in the encouragement, and then Brad joined in the encouragement, and everyone else joined in, and there was a train of us going across through smoke, which Dan threw down because he wanted the smoke for the photo. So, free smoke.
So one of the when we went to see Ollie after getting his diagnosis, one of the things he looked at us and said was, because at that point, bear in mind he'd been given 3 months. All I want is one last game of airsoft with my mates. So I contacted Spartan CQB, being that's where I was marshalling. We got the site for a day on a Saturday. Ollie was expecting probably 12, 15 of us. We filled it with just over 50 players. we dug people out he hadn't seen for years. And he spent most of the morning just wow. It was one of the best games of Airsoft I've ever had. We actually ended up not marshalling it. All the marshals grabbed their kit and joined in because there was not one issue. I nearly feel guilty for this. No, I don't. I'm not capable of that emotion. I popped up, shot someone in the face, square in the face, right in the forehead, drew blood, and it turned out to be Ollie. You came up, gave me a big hug, and went, if someone's going to shoot me in the face, I'm so glad it's you. And yeah, quite proud of that one. Mainly because, as you can see, I wear glasses, and my prescription lenses were nicked ages ago, and I've been too tight to get them replaced. So I managed to get a shot at distance with an MWS, barely able to see what I was doing. But actually, I went to MWS for that game. Because how could I not? You know, I bought myself a CQBR just for that day, thinking, because it's the first game of Airsoft I've had in years, probably about 4 or 5 years, because I kind of stopped playing when I left Bristol Airsoft because I left very jaded. And for anyone listening in about, we get Airsoft retailers abused a lot, and people kind of gang up. And to let you know, kind of when I left, and part of what led me to it is phone calls through Facebook Messenger on Christmas Day from people asking for gun prices, people putting in complaints about me because I wouldn't give them a gun price when I was on holiday on a beach in Mexico. And you know, you politely tell people, like, I'm actually on holiday, do you mind messaging the page? And no, I need this price and I need it now. And you're like, okay. So I took a long break and got back involved marshalling for Spartan. And Ollie really wanted me to play, and how could you turn him down? And I realised that all the things I didn't like about Airsoft, which was some of the people, stopped me enjoying the things I really like about it, which are the rest of the people. And you know, you've got to look at the positives of things, and there are positives to almost everything. There's a group of people I used to be very, very close with that, you know, thanks to lockdown where we stopped playing together so much and people find other things to do, we've regrouped and we've got people back playing, and we're now, you know, we've now got that bigger group because it's kind of the people we've met since and people we met before all got together and you know, reacquainted with people. But we just had this amazing day, never to be repeated. Like I said, it's one of the first games in ages you haven't had any complaints about hit taking, any whinging about, you know, the game's slightly unfair because they're starting 30 centimeters closer to the objective than we are, and all the stuff that just makes you want to throat punch.
I've got Night Ferry on YouTube saying the most stupid thing he's seen someone moan about. I've been creasing up at this. Was a disabled guy using his wheelchair as cover in the woods.
Quite right. He
yeeted himself out and pulled it in front of him. Fair play to him for ingenuity and making his own barricade.
Wow, like some people really, really do moan about just anything and everything, don't they?
Yeah.
So one of the craziest things I've done, and Tom will abuse me if I don't mention this. We were at a bunker in Bargoed. Any Welsh people correct me on that one. And they allowed tag rounds, and I had a load from an event I was going to where prior to the event we were allowed to use them. We turned up at the event, they were like, no. So I had probably about 4 or 5 boxes of the bloody things. And I took them to get rid of them, and there was a guy with a sniper rifle. He kept shining a laser in my eyes, and I spoke to him a few times, said, can you stop? It's not on, please stop it. I was quite polite, didn't shout or swear, which is unusual for me. And we were actually defending a bunker, and I was putting some shots at him and then fired a tag round. Tom was next to me, so I kind of tag round up in the air, got back to shooting, and Tom went, that's a good shot, that's going right at him. Yeah, that's good. That's going at him. That's going to hit him. That's going to hit him in the face. And then you just heard everyone on our line all at the same time go, ooh, as an impact detonating tag round smashed him in the face, bounced off his head and detonated on the barricade in front. He came over to have a go at me. Now, for anyone that's used one, you cannot aim them. That was pure fluke. He came over to have a go at me, and my response was, should we call it quits, fuck nuts? And he opted to stop shining lasers in my eyes and just thought I was amazing with tag rounds, which I'll take that any day. Yeah, no, if that's what we play for the stupid shit. We got a guy, Ben. I'm pretty sure Ben's in watch him. He had a melee weapon called Sparkles, and it was a pink unicorn hobby horse. And you would be tactically moving through a dark tunnel and just be tapped with a fucking unicorn. We were at a game at the jail. It's for the Pilgrim Bandits. It was a charity game. And there was a bunch of Cry Precision wankers there. You know, the guys that just, take it all a little bit too seriously. And they refused to take kills from it because it wasn't a melee weapon. So we got some gaffer tape and taped a bayonet to it and carried on. I think he killed me. Yep, probably did. And he went round carrying on. So this is what it's about. Let's have some fun. Let's make some laughter. Doesn't need
That's
to be a
literally
charity
just
game.
giving me an idea for our next indoor game. We need a hobby horse and coconuts, and we can do Monty Python. Like literally, we'll just go around on the horse, and then we'll just follow.
Yes.
Craig.
It is about having fun. Even Adam says some people just need to not take it seriously. We run around playing with toys. Yeah, to be fair, Adam, you're just as bad as me for the giggle and then a laugh and then that lot. So
I mentioned to
we definitely don't take it serious.
I mentioned to a friend I was coming on this, and he said, "Oh, what are you going to say?" And I went, "Going to tell him to grow up and stop playing with toy guns." And he was shitting himself that I was going to do it, because I'm known for just taking the piss. Safety briefs at Spartan always crack the odd joke to try and make it a little less dry.
Oh yeah, you got to make them fun. I marshalled for about 5 years, and I think that it slowed down me playing a little bit, and it's nice. I'm actually having a break at the moment, and it's nice. I get to play a lot more sites, and it's just that little spark's come back a bit more as well because I'm enjoying it, and it's because sometimes it become a little bit. I loved marshalling, don't get me wrong, and I love meeting the players, but it just kind of just took a little bit of a toll on me after a little while. I got threatened a few times, and one person had to be actually banned from the site because they didn't like the female of the authority. It was one of them. I wasn't rude. I dealt with it very well, but it hits you. It does take its toll on you. It's just And now I'm back just doing what I absolutely love. Like, I genuinely love it. I did help out recently with a charity game. I marshalled for them, just because why not? And that was actually for Macmillan Cancer recently. That was Odin's Ravens team. That was last weekend. So I'll still occasionally do it. Like, I don't mind helping, but I was doing it almost every single weekend. It was just, it's nice to get out there and just
I was going to say, it's nice to have you back at games as well.
I am, I know, because normally you'd be booking days and I'd be like, I can't because I'm marshalling that one, and it's like, we can do this one. I can't because I'm marshalling, and it's like, do you know what? I can now, as long as it's not too far.
Clear cut airsoft just remind me of part of the safety brief. It's been about a year since I've had to do it, but we would always talk about rate of fire being CQB, about how most people have got their guns so tuned they can put down a higher rate of fire on single shot and you can auto. And I always used to refer to HPA players as HPA positive, which used to offend some of the HPA players, and everyone else seemed to enjoy it. Fuck them. It's there for a laugh.
And pistol.
Well, it's been lovely knowing you.
To be fair, I've got my normal sort of M4s and that as well, but in CQB I've even got the adapter as well, so I've got the M4 mag as well. So I am speedy.
I've actually got nothing against HPA players and speed softers. I just like to take the piss out of people, and
do you know what? It is literally trigger control. It really is.
They're an easy target to take the piss out of. But especially for CQB, when you get speed softers joining in, the only thing I say is it's like rugby league playing rugby union. It's a similar game, but it's so different. Actually,
they are, aren't they? They are so different.
What CQB sites need to do is cater for to a speed soft event, and because their money's as good as anyone else's in terms of business, and they are businesses, but also, it will help separate, and it will help encourage it. It will stop a lot of the arguments because it does create them.
And that's the thing though with HPA as well. Some people I'll just run what clothing wise, whatever I'm comfortable in. At CQB, I'm not fussed about it. I have got my HPA, got my white pistol and like my mag adapter and all my HPA line and everything's all pretty. and I am quite aggressive in a quick play. But people assume that's speed soft. It's like, no, it's not. It's just because we're quick. But
are you wearing lycra?
Yeah.
Are you sliding on your knees? No, it's not speed soft.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was going to make a joke there, and I've decided against it.
No.
Well,
that could do it. There is a lack of understanding behind it all, but yeah, there is a lot of like. As soon as people see HPA, they're like, "Oh, you're speed soft." Oh, I am not speed soft. I'm not. I do it because of the consistency. And to be fair, I'm lazy.
I used HPA when I was out in the States. There's nothing fucking speedy about me, I'll tell you.
See, so I mean, this is the thing. It's horses for courses. I like the realism of gas. I like the, you know, I enjoy it. I go out with 6 35 round mags, and that will do me for an hour's game. Whereas it sounds like you'll go through that in 30 seconds. But if I can't hit them with 2 shots, what's the point?
Yeah. Oh, I go like I'll have an M4 mag in there, like easily a whole day of CQB. I won't go through that one mag. But again, that is me. I'll admit it's just I haven't got to change my mag over if I need to. It's there. It's easier. It's more convenient. And I know for a fact, like because I used to marshal an outdoor site. When it's too hot, the gas goes too hot. When it's too cold, sometimes it didn't run very well. So, and it was just it's convenient. The HVA, it's sometimes it could be a little bit more to like get up and running, like a bit more expensive, but consistency wise, I like it.
I've used HPA. I had a G28 and M60 HPA, probably like 2018, back when it but I've gone past caring about consistency and range and I now, you know, 2001 I started, and someone's already commented I've been playing airsoft longer than they've been alive. I am now at the point where I would rather have a gun that makes me smile when I use it than beats everyone else.
That's why my Evo, people keep going, "Oh, HPA your Evo." Nope, not happening.
But to prove it, to absolutely prove that that's my thought, I owned APS Cam 870, and you certainly do not buy them for reliability. You buy them for the giggle when you finally hit someone with it, when that shell finally fucking goes off, which we proved with Skittles at the Mall and at South Coast CTB, getting people in the face and watching them go, "Whoa," was 15 BB launch into their face. It's for me, it's about fun. I want to fire a gun. I want it to make me smile, and I get that with gas. I like it's the recoil. It's the fact that that sometimes they won't work. They will jam. Well, that's real. It's a bit of realism.
Yeah, but if that's what you like, then why not?
No, absolutely. And
you do what you like to do, and that's what airsoft should be about for everyone.
Absolutely.
You want to run around dressed like a unicorn, bloody do it. Have fun. Actually, I have done that before. That was fun. It was like someone said to me, it was like a rainbow running past.
Night Ferry said Mayhem near us are quite good with the speed soft crowd. They have the inflatable courses as a paintball place. So, like, there are sites accommodating more and more for the different places.
Well, they don't necessarily need to change like their layout or nothing. It's just more like if they want to have like the speed soft players there, say, look, this is a day like where they're going to be there. If you want to join, feel free. But
absolutely.
So be it.
Absolutely.
Coolside Hulk is asking what my favourite gun of all time is on Instagram. We'll come back to that in a minute.
It's like, you know, if you've got a vegan restaurant, tell people it's vegan. And I do liken being vegan to being a speed softer, just to call some. Not really.
I was going to say that goes against my religious beliefs.
I genuinely have no issue with HPA and speed softers. I just like to take the piss. I just like to stir the pot a little bit.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
If it's what people are into.
But you're right though. If just state it, like I know some sites, CQB sites, they like to do full auto days. Absolutely chaotic, not my cup of tea. But if they say it's full auto and it's clearly stated, and someone turns up expecting another and complain about it, well, it's their fault. It's like they're going to be there. That's what they're going to be doing. You don't want to do it. Don't do it.
No, absolutely. And you know, it's about telling people what they're letting themselves in for. Personally, I would never marshal a full auto CQB event because that's madness. Quite frankly, it's just fucking stupidity. But if that's what people want to do, I mean, we used to have a single shot only, and people go, "Can I use 2-round burst?" Or no, because that's not a single shot.
I used to get people do binary as well. They're like, "Oh yeah, but only one's coming out of time." I was like, "No,
because that's not a single shot."
No.
Because the thing is, if you like 2-round burst, why not 3-round? Then 4-round. For God's sake.
How can you change it? Don't worry, I'll tell you. You're right.
That's not the answer I was going to give. I just want to give a special shout out, by the way. Night Fairy, who's been on here commenting quite a bit. People who've watched the show for a while now will hear me talk about that I still talk to the guy that helped me out at my very first games when I didn't even know what hop was. That is that guy. So it's his fault I'm playing Airsoft. So if you want anyone to go after, blame him.
So we've just been commented by Midwells and C3. These are the guys holding the Boys v Girls site. It's the last weekend in June. They're mental, quite frankly, complete lunatics.
I've still got to get up to them for a game. I've been promising them a game since this started.
Come down to C3. I'm going to be at C3 with them. We'll have, we can have some fun. They are complete lunatics, quite frankly, but I love them both to bits. They're good friends of mine. But definitely they've escaped an asylum somewhere. But go back to Ollie. I promised to embarrass him a few times in this. So some non-airsofty bits, followed by something that will get him banned from Ground Zero. I definitely can tell one of these. I can definitely the other one, just in case. We'll come to that in a minute. I'll make a decision on whether I'm going to get in trouble with his mum. So we were out on the piss in Bristol in a Miss Millie's. For anyone who's never been to Bristol, Miss Millie's are like a very Bristolian cheap knockoff of KFC. It's like if you want KFC but you really want the shits, basically. And Ollie was pissed as a fart, chatting to a random bloke at the counter, talking to him about Japanese toilet hamsters. And he had this guy utterly convinced that in Japan they don't use toilet paper. They have little hamsters next to the toilet they wipe their arse with and used to eat any Klingons. And this guy proper fell for it. Tom, please back me up on this. You were there. No, fuck it, I'm going to say the holiday. So when people talk about knowing Ollie, genuinely didn't just know him from his channel. We used to go out drinking together. We went on holiday together. The guy I've already mentioned, Mark Swift, he's to show you the level of stupidity of the bloke. He wanted to do a lads' holiday. I've been on a stag do, which was fucking wild. And he'd never had a lads' holiday, and he decided he wanted one. At 38, he wanted a lads' holiday. And a load of us got together, there were 6 of us, and we had a guy who was a local Lib Dem councillor in his 40s, the rest of us mid-30s, one guy who was a fetus at like 20. And we were like, right, no longer than a week, no more than £400, no lads drinking resort. So he booked us 8 days in Magaluf for £500 each, which is a well done, Mark. I need to protect some people, so we'll call him Alex Lee, just in case you're listening. I'm just calling you out. He went on Tinder, got chatting to a young lady. She was on holiday with her auntie. They met up for some drinks. Ollie went with him to talk to the auntie, and basically she invited Alex back to her room, but she was sharing with her auntie, so someone needed to keep the auntie company. Ollie came into the rescue. He's a good wingman, and we were 3 to a room. So there was 2 bedrooms, a bed in like 2 beds in one room, and a sofa bed in the living room. You had someone in the bedroom already, someone on the sofa. So Ollie done the only thing he did and took her out on the balcony of the hotel. In the morning, we're in the room next to them. We get up. We have a lads' holiday breakfast, a slice of bread, and a can of San Miguel. Me and my friend Brett sat on the balcony, heard some noise from the next balcony next to us. He peered over to see Ollie in mid-stride, I think is the phrase. Looks up, sees Brett, gives him the thumbs up. Brett gives him the thumbs up. We sit down, trying to ignore the show being put on for us. Let's just hope his mum doesn't hear that one, because I will probably get in trouble for it. NAE, probably Tom will remind me, because this is when he really offended Kelly Hardwick. We took a mobile bar with us. I own a mobile bar, by the way. I've got an alcohol license. It's totally legit. And we decided to take one with us. We had a couple of kegs of Amstel, set it up in the back of a van, hooked up to a generator. So we didn't want to drink warm cans of shit beer. So we thought we'd take a proper bar with cooler and everything. Saturday morning, we hear the generator start up about 7:30. Not a bloody clue what's going on. And we go outside, and Ollie had got the generator going. And by the time we realised what was happening, he was filling his camel pack up with Amstel, ready for the day ahead. Because anyone who's been to NAF, you try and get shot at one of the dead zones near the safe zone, because they're normally the one with the longest wait time, so you can quickly run into the bar for a pint before you respawn and go out and play. So yeah, he went out. Apparently, during a heat wave, having Amstel in your camel pack is not a good idea, because it heats up very quick and doesn't taste nice, and it's also under pressure. So when you release it, it comes out in a lot of force, apparently. But he still drank it, and I think Tom, did you have some as well, Tom? You hopefully reply. I think you joined in, and his mum knows about that. The bit she doesn't know is we learnt why the pistol grip on an MWS is hollow, and that is to store your joints. So yeah, he's a bad man, but a huge amount of fun. Yeah, bless him. So yeah, that's what
It sounds like you've had lots of fun, which is good. Really, really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's actually sort of a good place to sort of wrap this up, because it's a nice, fun memory to leave on. Really,
yeah, it's a nice story to end it as well. So it makes everyone smile.
Yeah, so I think really we were going to do some news at the end, but I think that's a nice light-hearted place to leave, and we're getting short on time anyway. Patches, where can people get them?
So message me. We're still looking for a hopefully free platform to set up an online shop at the moment. Find Airsoft Says Fk Cancer. They won't let us put fuck on Facebook. Drop me a message. PayPal minimum is $6 if you want it posted. Minimum £6 donation, but pay as much as you want through to fkcancer@pewhub.co.uk through PayPal, and we'll get them out to you straight away.
Or hit the QR code if you're watching the video.
Or hit the QR code if you just want to make a donation, because the donations go straight to Bowel Research UK. The money doesn't touch our bank account at all.
We'll do both.
If you use the QR code or the GoFundMe, if you buying patches, it does come to us again, because obviously we need some of that money so we can replace them by new one. Get new ones done and new designs.
By the way, Adam, Alien, Kerry, you've all got one of those here somewhere. So
covered in cat piss.
Those next time.
Get that from you at the weekend next weekend.
Other than that. Oh shit! Yeah, I've got to remember. Don't let me forget that. You've got to remind me every day over the next week that we're playing next weekend.
Yeah,
I will.
Don't forget.
Thanks for having me on, guys, and thanks for letting me talk about one of my favourite subjects, which is Ollie. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on with him, and also with Fk Cancer. I believe you're following the page.
I'm following the page, and like I said, you guys have always got a seat here. Whenever you want to come on, just drop us a message, and we'll make some time for it, even if we have to pre-record some. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, when we do the games, we'll get you an invite. Sorry.
Anything we can do as well.
Anything.
She said.
Anything you guys can do. Just spread awareness, get people donating, buying patches, get a message in Ollie so we can get that together. But most importantly, if you want to do something, any of you, don't ask me, just do it. Just go out, run a game day, do a bake sale, wax Tom's legs, which we've done before for charity. Do something. Anything, no matter how small. If you raise a £5, that's a £5 more. For anyone watching today, there's a QR code there where you can make a donation. If you give a couple of quid today, it will not change your life at all, but it could change someone else's. It could save someone else's. So let's just do what we can. Yeah. However little, it doesn't matter if you raise £5 or £5,000. The fact is, you've gone out and done something for someone else, and you could save a life. And let's just get on with that.
And on that bombshell, I think it's time for us to wrap up the show, and we're just going to wrap it up this time by saying "fuck cancer." Catch you guys.